Alright, so welcome back. We are asked to express 16.54 times 10 raised to the power minus 5 minus 6.76 times 10 raised to the power minus 8 plus 0.23 times 10 raised to the power minus 6 in standard form, and we have options here. Alright, so please just pause the video and try to solve it, and then we'll compare our answers later. Okay, so I want to believe that you have solved it. Alright, so now you're going to, for us to solve this, we must ensure in addition and subtraction, when it comes to question like this, we must ensure that the powers are the same. If the powers are not the same, we cannot go on to add or to subtract, but we can go on to do maybe if it was division or multiplication. But in the case of addition or subtraction, if the powers are not the same, we can go on to add or subtract, like in this case, right? And another thing is they must be in the same decimal places. Like this is one decimal, but this one is in two decimal places. All right, so we need to work on that. So let's start with this one here, to be in, let's move it now. If you want to move it by moving this decimal point one place to the back, if you move it one place to the back, it will alter this power, making this power to be minus 4. So our new place of decimal is now here. It's now here. So 1.654, okay, times 10. All right, I now have times 10 raised to the power of minus, and then you're gonna have minus 6.76, this one times 10 raised to the power minus 8, okay, and of course plus 0.23 times 10 raised to the power minus 6. All right, so having done that first, our next target will be for us to ensure that all of them are in the same power. Okay, so minus 4, it's possible for us to make all of them to be in minus 4. It will make the job easier for us than to make them to be either in minus 8 or minus 6. Okay, so let's keep them all in minus 4. Let's bring this one down. Okay, already it is in minus 4. Okay, so we need to move this other one to become minus 4, and for us to do that, here's what we're going to do. I want us to, let's write it out here so we can see some things that we're going to do to read, because already it is in minus 8. So to take away, making it to be minus 4, we're going to move this decimal point 4 places to the back. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and 4. So we're going to introduce zeros here, introduce 0 here, introduce 0 here, and then we have this point, we seal it with 0. So this will now give us minus 0.000677 okay, times 10. Now the power is now raised to the power 4. Okay, because we've shifted decimal place. Shifting of that decimal place, I've altered it. Okay, and of course this other one that we have here, the 0.23, we need to we want to work on this power, so we're going to move it 2 places to the back to make it minus 4. So this is the first place, 1, 2. Okay, So we put a 0 in this empty spot, put a point here, guide that point with a 0, and that will give us plus, that will give us plus 0.00. Oh no, okay, 0, okay, 23 times 10 raised to the power 6 times 10 raised to the power minus 4 rather. Okay, so we're going to go ahead to add these bases, ignoring the powers first, just these bases. So we're going to add now. So we're writing them out, so we add them. So we are adding all the bases here, 1.63, 1.654, and then with the subtraction we brought it down, and then we're going to multiply everything with the power of minus 4, since all of them have the same power now. So times 10 raised to the power minus 4. So if you punch this out in your calculator, okay, so let's do it. Of course, that should give us 1.65697. It was 1 point. Okay, then we multiply it with 10 raised to the power of minus 4. But we can do something to this number, and we can round it up. Because we can round it up. So rounding this up, you'll give us 1 point. This point, right? 1.6 into 2 decimal places. Let's round it up to 2 decimal places, since majority of the options here are in 2 decimal places. And then times, our answer is coming out already, so times 10 raised to the power of negative 4. That's minus 4. Alright, so this is the answer. Let's check it. And then option A is the correct option. That's correct. So we're good. It was simple. What we just did, we're given a question here to express in a standard form, and what we did first was to ensure that they have, we move it to have same place of decimal. In terms of, this one was 16, so we have to move the decimal points 1 place backward. That reduced the power, that made the power to become minus 4 like we are having here, and all of them they have the same place of decimal, so we try to fix them. And the next thing we did was to ensure that all of them have the same power, and then by ensuring they have the same power, we wanted all of them to have the power of negative 4. And to have the power of negative 4 for this other one, we did something by moving the decimal point 4 places backward. Moving it 4 places backward, we arrived at 0.00067, and we did this other one also. We wanted to change it to become negative 4, and we have to move the decimal point 2 places backward. Moving the decimal point 2 places backward, we arrived at 0.0023. Alright, so all the powers are the same, and since all the powers are the same, we go ahead to add or subtract the bases. This is what we did. Subtracting and adding the bases, we arrived at 1.6567, and we choose one power there, times all of them were in bracket here, so times 10 raised to the power minus 4, rounding it up because majority of our options are in 2 decimal places. So when we rounded it up, we had 1.66, and option A is the correct option. Alright, so that will be the end of this class. I'm going to see you in the next class as we proceed with fraction, decimal percentages, and approximation in our Jamb past questions revision. Catch ya.